Hi, Nate Rakowitz. For all these gadgets to be successful, they need the infrastructure. And last year when I was at CES, there was a lot of chatter about 5G and making sure that the wireless networks were keeping up with this. Do you see that the wireless networks are on par with where they were expecting to be this year versus last in order to enable the autonomous cars and all of the internet connectivity for this?
Yeah, I think it's simple. I think the simple answer to your question is no. We're still in this age for a lot of this. There's my simple no. But there's tens of billions of dollars of investment going against 5G in the next few years. So, I mean, they get it. I mean,
right.
They really want to and wireless in the home and all this kind of stuff. So I think the telcos are telco guy, but I think we're talking tens of billions to 100 billion
right.
plus in infrastructure upgrades to accommodate this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And looking forward to it, because I think that they feel this is their place to shine.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that concludes
for the first part.
The first part of our session tonight. We're gonna, I guess.
So that was kind of the Q&A session. I got my question in right at the very end. Otis Ranger / Nate Rangos. Got a question in there about 5G because, that was such a big part of the buzz. 5G is so important to be out there because that is kind of the new next-gen high-speed wireless access protocol. And today most organizations are on 4G or LTE, but 5G is basically what's going to be needed for, connected autonomous cars to really work properly in the future. Plus all those medical devices and everything else that's being developed for the Internet of Things. All of this stuff is going to really kind of, stand on top of the foundation of, the bandwidth, the ability to send this data as quickly as it needs to be sent through, through the ether. And, one of the biggest sources of bandwidth usage these days is video, right? And so many people are watching video, whether it's HBO Go or Netflix or Amazon. It's north of 65% of all internet traffic. And that's before virtual reality kicks in. Virtual reality is going to take up so much more data than a typical two-dimensional story that is told in a piece of video content. Because now you've got to have this video content all around you. And I want to give a special nod to the folks at Stargroves, the band Stargroves that we feature here on Pop Song Tech occasionally. They are currently working on a music video that's using all virtual reality. We talked about that with Ted Watson on an earlier episode of Pop Song Tech. And I got to say kudos to those guys, because they've got a big VR camera that they're using to record their next music video. But listen, virtual reality is going to be very, very big. Some people, I still argue, people think it's going to be a fad like 3D was. It really is a game changer because it's a different experience. And I've got here, let's see, I've got the guy from HTC Vive talking here at Paley also about the Viveport subscription service for virtual reality video content that's coming out this year.
Come into the VR space. And some of the use cases that we've seen here in our base, we have 30 different experiences showcasing different content types, education, wellness, medical, enterprise, and entertainment. And one of the great examples of that, we actually had Melbourne firefighter training. Essentially what they did, they actually had a firefighter's hose and actually a firefighter's jacket that was heated. And you're in a Vive actually going through what it takes to actually put out a fire. And what you actually realize to that, as closer you get to the fire, the hotter your jacket gets, and all of a sudden you realize you can't actually take spray a stream of water to really quickly take that fire out. But when you get down on your knees, and all of a sudden the haze goes away, you can see clearly. There's another company called Trinity VR. They actually took MLB data and mapped how MLB pitchers throw the ball. And actually, you could actually have a tracker mounted on a baseball bat and actually, take swings against real MLB pitches. And it's great for training, and that was a really great interaction as well. But one of my favorite examples of a tracker integration was there's a company called Master Shapes out of Los Angeles. What they did, they actually had one person in headset and another person with kind of like a toy gun, essentially, that has a mobile phone mount on it with our tracker. So one person is in headset, the other person actually has a mobile phone, and both of us interacted in the same play space. So in this particular kind of defense game, you can actually literally use that person's body for cover, which is pretty fantastic. And the amazing thing is,
let people shoot that guy.
So that's the way to do it, teamwork. But the amazing thing about that is that really allowed the ecosystem to kind of really quickly, from an idea to reality, really develop those experiences. And what we also did too is, going back to, we're firm believers that the ecosystem for virtual reality is super critical, right? It's not just the numbers of pieces of content. There's already 1,000 pieces of content on Steam, and they're growing every single day. But Viveport's our non-gaming content platform. Non-gaming is really where most of your most compelling VR experiences are out there. In fact, today, downstairs, we actually showcasing some of our non-gaming experiences as well. So Viveport allows actually a subscription service, so both for content developers that actually want to generate revenue in the VR space. So discovery is a big challenge. So now, from an end user standpoint, I don't have to go and buy 15 pieces of content. I can actually go through a subscription service. But also, we're seeing a proliferation globally of VR arcades. So now we actually have a back-end system that allows developers to get paid and those that actually want the best content to actually deliver those content. And lastly, everyone's asking about, so Vive is actually tethered to your PC, and that actually allows the most immersive experiences, but everyone wants to go cordless. HTC actually has a startup and an accelerator called Vivex. It's a $100 million accelerator with offices in San Francisco, Shenzhen, and Taipei. And one of the early applicants of Vivex, actually TPcast, announced their wireless solution. And for the first time, Western markets were able to actually do Vive wireless in our base.
So I think we'll do is maybe
So that was Vinay Narayan, who's the executive director of strategy for HTC Vive. He is the guy that is overseeing the product development over there. So that is, I like to go to the source, and I like to bring the source to you, my friends, here at Pop Song Tech. This is your boutique little podcast that gives you some insights behind the scenes. It's our little secret. So, but feel free to share it with a friend. Again, Pop Song Tech. You can find us on the web at popsongtech.com. And that was kind of a look at some of the highlights there. So certainly a big focus on Alexa, a big focus on the Internet of Things, not so big a focus on 5G, but really needs to be. That's the point I was trying to get across. And then in the virtual reality space here, so much happening there. They had kind of demos also of a bunch of products at this thing, including... let's see, where did they go? Here we go. So they had demos that people could do at this Paley event of the Avegant Glyph, which is another headset that you can wear. The HTC Vive, they had a whole room set up. It was pretty neat, playing games and stuff like that. I've got that here in my studio. IBM Watson, they had a thing for the Internet of Things. There was also a home robot that was just kind of rolling around and could figure out where you were using machine learning and kind of avoid you. And seemed like, in my opinion, it was more of like a Roomba with a robot on top. There was the LG 2017 OLED TV, as well as something called Tanvas. I invite you to learn more about the Paley Center, though. You can go to paleycenter.org. Look for the CES Review 2017. They've got the full panel discussion. I brought you a few highlights from that today. But that is our show this week, my friends. I want to thank Leslie Becker for joining us in studio today. I want to thank you, wherever you are in the world. Whether it's Russia or China or India or South Korea or the United States, in the United States, whether it's Seattle or L.A. or San Francisco or Florida or D.C. or Philly, we got great support for this show from all over the world, and I really wanted to say thank you for that and encourage you to spread the word. We are now also on TuneIn. We were just picked up on the TuneIn network here. Pop Song Tech is available now on TuneIn. Just search Pop Song Tech and share the show with others. We're picking up steam here across these different platforms, and that's really thanks to you. I am your host, Otis Ranger, and I do sincerely hope that y'all have a great week, that you share the show with a friend. If you've got ideas, again, you can always reach me via email, popsongtech@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter at popsongtech. Same thing on Facebook. And today we are going to end the show with one final song from our featured artist, Leslie Becker. This song is called Confidential. Have a great week.
This confidential. Let's get confidential. Let's get confidential.
Sneaking out at midnight when the world's all asleep. Sneaking out some high life and a secret to keep. I know the places paparazzi never go, so let me take you to a little hot spot I know. Let's get confidential. Confidential, baby. Let's get confidential. Confidential. Meeting on that corner where nobody can see. Heating up that moonlight and I'm making no apologies. Sometimes just being bad feels a little good. So show me what you got and I'll knock on wood. Let's get confidential. Let's get confidential. I can make you mine. My frisky biz is no one's business but mine. So let's get confidential. Yeah.
Driver, where to, miss? Go straight. Where, miss? Turn right here. Address. Stop here.
Stop. I'm knocking at your door, so let me in, baby. I'm wanting you to know I need you now. Yeah, meet me at the door. I know you're home, baby. I'm knocking at your door, so let me in. Yeah, it's me, baby. Let's get confidential. Let's get confidential. I can make you mine. My frisky biz is no one's business but mine. So let's get confidential. Let's get confidential. I can make you mine. My frisky biz is no one's business but mine. So let's get confidential. Confidential, babe. Confidential. Confidential.